This is my onion bed, and I know, guys, it has weeds in it. I am not worried about the weeds because my onions and my cucumbers are still growing, and when I get time, I will pull those nasty weeds, and I don't like those nasty weeds because they've got thorns on them and they hurt. But I am running tubing to this last bed. We ended over here, and we had to go buy some more poly pipe, and it took us some time to find some poly pipe. So I just stuck a hole in the poly pipe with this little thingamadob here, and I just picked it up, and it's real super simple. You just stick a hole in it. Be careful not to hold the poly pipe too tight with your fingers, because if you do slide, it will cut your finger. So be very careful when you do that. But then all I'm going to do is add like a little elbow. I've got little elbows, and then I am going to connect up my tubing. I'm going to cut this in little areas and add more elbows to have emitters running through this. I think some of my onions probably need to be pulled because it's just gotten so hot. But you know what? Here in Arkansas, I think I can even do a short run of some Tokyo bunching onions or some white wax onions, just to get those up and canned. But that's what I'm doing today, guys, and I'm just going to set you kind of in the garden bed because I didn't bring anything out here with me, and just kind of let you watch what I do. You might see a plant or two until I get you organized. So there, let me fix you down a little bit. Okay, let me move that out of the way. So I've got a hole right here. See where that hole is? And so I'm going to take my tubing. I probably can do this one. It's actually a T. And then what I'm going to do is put one part of the tubing here and cut it in half, and put another part of the tubing here so that I can run it two directions in the bed. And so if you see right here, guys, this is really super easy. And this is a game changer for me because it was taking me 3 hours a day to water all of our garden and our flower beds and our grapes and everything like that. I think that's correct. Okay, that's gonna work. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to take this tubing so I can have half on one side of the trellis and half on the other. And I already have a little emitter on the end to where I can turn it off and on and add another emitter or more tubing on that end. I'm gonna turn it off for right now, but I'm gonna take my snips, snip it right in half. Boop, just like that. Super easy, guys. If you can, I know, save up some money, get you some poly pipe. Look on Facebook Marketplace. Like I said, all of this poly pipe, except for the big poly pipe. Well, no, that's a lie. The poly pipe that I have now is the poly pipe that I found when I went to the Amazon return store last October. And I knew what it was when I saw it immediately. And so I was just grabbing up every bag that I saw. So I think I ended up with like three sets. And it might not be what I wanted, but my husband, he can make anything out of a DeWalt drill and a chainsaw. I just look at him and go, how did you do that? So they can configure this just with what we had. So that cost me probably, it was $15 a piece, because on their Fridays, everything's $15. See, I'm just putting my connections in here, and just push. And if that leaks right there, that's okay, because let me show you. If that leaks right there, that's okay, because it's just going to go right here into my onion bed. But look at places like that. If you have return stores or something, you can find it. These people probably had no clue how to use it, but I didn't know how to. I knew because I watched a lot of YouTube videos, but I didn't know how to put it together because my mind's not like that. But my husband, he looked at it for like 20 minutes and was like, oh, okay, and just started, and he was done just like that. So if you can put a little bit of time into it, go and look at these places, get some of this extra stuff, get some extra tubing. I mean, even if you just find a roll of this tubing, keep it. and then when you need it, you'll have it. So just do that. So anyway, guys, I've got that first emitter on. And so these are long enough to go from one end of the bed to the other. So what I'm going to do is put one down here and kind of drape it around. I have one tomato plant in here and some peppers on the back side along with my cucumbers, and I'm just going to start getting it out there and adding some emitters to my little tubing here. So all right, guys, I found my box of emitter heads. Now I think I bought this bag of emitter heads for $1 at the Amazon return store, because I knew exactly what they were when I saw them, and I snatched that sucker up. So and I got another one because this one's our last one. So we've got that bag of emitter heads, and I just stuck all my, here we go. We've got the 3-ways. So I'm going to cut the tubing and then add some more tubing to it. So I've got extra tubing, and so I'm just going to cut it so I can add an emitter in. Probably right about here would be good. And so just like I did the other one, but I don't have to make a hole in the big tubing because I'm just sliding these in on the end. And I'm amazing that I can do it because I have very, very weak hands, but I'm trying to get those stronger so I don't have to rely on people to do stuff for me. Not that I don't want them to, but I want to be independent. Okay, so there. This is what I'm going to do the rest of the way down, every probably 12 inches, probably every 6 inches, just to make sure that the bed is covered. And then I'm going to take probably 3 inches of this gray tubing. That might be more like 4, but I'm going to cut that off here. There. You really need a good fresh cut instead of anything that's jagged. Then I'm going to go back to where I put the 3-way in. I'm going to add some of the gray tubing and just push that down. And then I'm going to grab an emitter top, and I'm going to slide that in there. Now these emitter tops, you just twist to make them have more output, or twist again, lower output, or sometimes if I need more water, I just take them off and just let them sit there and kind of aim it at the plant that I really need. I've got that, so I'm gonna put the cap back on that, leave it a little loose. Also, guys, when you end up with little pieces of plastic or trash around, make sure you pick them up. We do have acquaintances who have lost their dairy cows suddenly overnight, and that was because someone had let a Walmart sack go in their pasture. The cow ate it and she died overnight because of an intestinal blockage. So please be aware and kind-hearted to the farmers around you to please pick up your trash and dispose of it wisely. Guys, I apologize. I'm sure it is super, super bright out here. It's about 11 o'clock. I finally have gotten the water connected to my onion bed, and I have been watering all of my flower garden. And I'm gonna flip you around and kind of show you the drip area. Some of it is just kind of dripping, but that's okay. I'm just trying to make sure I get quite a bit of coverage, and I did try to weed quite a bit, and I'm thinking I probably need to pull some of these onions because they're wilted over. So I think that they either got super, super hot because it was really hard to water them all the way down here, But I'll see if they perk back up. If not, I'll just pull them and we'll go ahead and either can them, or I don't want to freeze them in case my freezer goes out, but or the grid goes out. But I will probably can them. So here, let me turn y'all around. Okay, and I'm sure y'all are going, oh yes, yes, pull your onions, pull your onions. So I'm sure that's probably it. But you can kind of see the irrigation there. They're all like, that one over there is just kind of dripping a little bit, but we have some more that are going pretty good. Getting some good water over there. This one is not dripping very well. Let's see. There we go. It is dripping, but it's just not. I did end up coming back and cutting some of them off to make them shorter. Oh, that one just tipped over. Instead of having 4 inches right here, I cut it off, and then it ended up giving me more pressure on that. Now, we do have to understand that this is the end of probably 180 feet of irrigation running, so that's why this one's not pushing out a lot of water as far as the sprinkler, but I've got irrigation to it and I am happy, and that's what makes me feel good. I got most of my cucumbers off. Here's a couple more. I think I got about 7 or 8 off. That's gonna have to go and be canned today. So I've got quite a bit of stuff doing today, but at least I got my irrigation going to my cucumber bed and my onion bed, and I'm probably going to try to reseed, because my cucumbers are having a little bit of an issue here, but they're, you know, we've got plenty of grow time here in Arkansas, so I can start some more. I think I might start some more inside, and you can see right over there I've got a cayenne pepper turning red. Well, you can see it right there. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for joining me and watching my videos. I appreciate all of your support for my YouTube channel. And guys, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments below. And if I do not know the answer, I will find somebody who can give me the correct answer, and I will or put it in the comments, and so hopefully help everybody learn how to grow a garden, become self-sufficient with your food. You know, you don't have to start something that's really hard to do. Just start it. And right now, you can still start some crops like the cucumbers and squash, as long as you live in closer to the south. You have a little bit more growing time, but all it takes is just to start. You know, if you need to start in a bucket, start in a bucket. That's okay. Just make sure you get some good soil in there with some good compost and some good all-natural fertilizer, and then you be proud of yourself when you start growing cucumbers and squash and tomatoes. And just try. If you fail, that's okay. Ask questions. Try again. It's okay to fail. Don't forget that, all right? Guys, thanks for watching, and if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up, share. That really helps my YouTube channel grow, and I really do appreciate it when you do share my videos and you watch my videos. So guys, make what you have beautiful, and I'll see you next time.